So now let's talk about translating of the parabola. This is 68b, translated parabolas. So translating it just means that we're moving it around the Cartesian coordinate system. So the vertex is not going to be at the origin. This is the formula for a parabola where the vertex is at 0, 0. So on our Cartesian coordinate system, when the vertex is at 0, 0, this intersection here, right, here's our little parabola. When that parabola's vertex is right there on 0, 0, then this is the formula for it. However, if we were to move that, let's say 2 positions this way, right? We take it and move it over a couple of places. If I move it 2 places to the left, that changes the x-coordinate. The x-coordinate is going to be shifted to the left 2 spaces. So that is a horizontal movement. So this x minus h would be x plus 2 because we're subtracting a negative 2. So x plus 2 would be the way we would write that horizontal translation. Y plus 2 would be what would happen if we move that up 2 spaces. So if I were to take that same parabola and move it up 2 spaces, then this is what would happen here. Let me erase this. So this would be, actually, this would not be that. This would be y minus 2. So y minus 2 is when we move it up 2, and x plus 2 is when we move it to the left 2, or minus 2. So you see how the minus sign impacts where it is. Well, the new vertex is now at negative 2, 2. So our vertex here is the h value and the k value of the translation. So you can see the vertex written within the formula for the translated parabola, right? So your vertex comes straight from that. So we would have positive 2 for k, which is here, and negative 2 for h, which would be here, right? So negative 2, 2. So you can see how that works. So it also affects the focus of the parabola. So our new focus for the parabola would be h, which is negative 2, and then we would have a positive 2 plus the value of p. That would be our new focus point. So we would have to find the value of p in order to find the new y value for the focus. But the axis of symmetry would remain the x value, which would be h. So the axis of symmetry would be a negative 2. It would stay the same. So in order to find what we would have as our new focus, we would do the same process we did before. We'd use that a is equal to 1 over 4p, and we would substitute that in for our a value, 1 over 4p, and then we would solve. All right, so this is the formula that we're going to use whenever we need to solve a problem to find the focus, or to find the p-value in order to find the focus, or the directrix. And let me see, what was the formula for the directrix? I believe it's the same thing that it was. Yeah, it's negative p would be the directrix. So I believe the directrix is going to be y is equal to k minus p. So yeah, so the directrix is, if I can spell it here, the directrix for this would be y is equal to k minus p. That's how you would find the directrix. The translation minus the p, where before it was just y is equal to minus p, now it's y is equal to k minus p. And that's how we would find that. All right, so write all of those down. You're going to need to know the translated version. So you're going to need to know this. 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 You should already have that. You're going to need to have that, and you're going to need to be able to do that. So those are the formulas that are new and important for us. This one's not really new, but it's still important and it's still fairly new. We just learned it today. So keep that in mind. So let's solve a couple practice problems with this information at hand. So 68.3 says, a parabola has a vertex of -2, 1 and a focus of -2, -1. Write the equation for the parabola, directrix, and the axis of symmetry. So now the axis of symmetry is just going to be the value of h. So h here is -2. So the axis of symmetry is -2. That one's pretty easy. We don't have to do any math whatsoever, and I'm all for that. But now we have to figure out what everything is. So we know h is -2. So I'm just going to erase h and put -2 in for both of those. Now we know that k is the vertex. So k on the vertex is 1. So it's a +1. So I'm just going to take +1 and substitute it in here. And I'm going to take +1 and substitute it in here. The focus is going to be 1 plus p. Well, in the focus, 1 plus p is a -1. So I'm going to set 1 plus p equal to -1 to find out what p is equal to. And p is equal to, if I subtract 1 from both sides, p is equal to -2. So that is my value for p, which allows me to now complete the equation. So I'm going to just sub in 1 plus p. I use that just to find out what the value of p was. So now I could put my -1 as my focus. And I drew that from here and here. So let's drop in everything we have to solve. So y minus k from the vertex. So that is going to be y minus 1. And this is 1 over 4 times p, which is -2. And then I have x minus, and h is a -2, squared. So this is going to be +2. So I can just go ahead and erase that and make it a +2. So now when I multiply, I get 4 times -2, which becomes a -8. So that'd be a -1 over 8 times x plus 2 squared. And we want to solve it for y by itself, so we're going to add 1 to both sides. So y is equal to -1 over 8 times x plus 2 squared plus 1. And that is how we would write the equation for that parabola. We always want to get y by itself whenever possible. So this would be the parabola right here. This is, I'm not going to rewrite it. I'm just going to erase this and rewrite parabola down here. And we are going to find the directrix. The directrix was -p. So if p is -2, then a -p is +2. So the directrix is y is equal to +2. All right. So that is how you would solve a problem like that. You just need to have your reference of this is h, this is k, this is h, this is k plus 1. I'm sorry, p. This is k plus p. This is going to be y is equal to -p. That way you can find all the parts. AOS is equal to h. Those are the things that you need to know in order to do that. And then you need to have this format spelled out. So once you figure out these things, you can drop them into the equation and solve for y by itself. And that would be the equation of the parabola. And to test all of these, I'm just going to ask for the equation of the parabola, because if you can do that, then you can do all the rest. Now, I might ask for the equation of the parabola and the directrix, because then it's separate. It's outside of the parabola equation. And I might ask for the focus also. It just depends on whether it's given to you in the problem. Whatever information is not given to you in the problem, like whatever it asks you for, that's going to be what I ask for. I'm not going to ask for all of these, right? That doesn't make any sense. So let's look at 68C at applications for this.